Hi, and welcome to another episode of Jay Meditates on a Moto. I'm your host, Jason, and today I'm going to talk about the top things you should not do when moving to Costa Rica. So, I'm going to get into some of the things I'm seeing in some of the forums and groups on Facebook about people wanting to move to Costa Rica and some of the questions that they're asking about what they need to do before moving here. So I thought that I would share some things about that. So first things I'm going to talk about that I see people asking about is immigration. You know, you don't need to get your residency or start to get your residency before moving here. You know, I say this to people all the time on those forums and groups. 90% of expats who move here, they leave within the first 1 to 3 years. They just can't seem to hack it. You know, a lot of people try to come here and replicate the lifestyle and life that they had in the United States or in their other country, and they end up being disappointed because that's not what Costa Rica is about and doesn't really support that and requires a lot of money to do it. Another thing you don't really need to do before, you know, moving here is worry about a visa. They have here what's called a tourist visa, and what that consists of is that every 90 days you need to cross a border and get your passport stamped. That's about it. The next thing I want to talk about is pets. You know, a lot of people talk about wanting to bring their dogs down, and I don't know if you've seen in any of my videos, but I brought my dogs down with me, and it really wasn't a problem. You had to go and get some paperwork from the USDA, and a lot of the veterinarians have that paperwork in their office already. So you just need to call your vet and make an appointment within 2 weeks of leaving and coming here to Costa Rica, and they fill out this paperwork, and then you bring it to the USDA and they stamp it, and then that's it. When you get off the plane, you hand that paperwork to the people that you pass through customs, and it's that simple. There's no quarantine, and there are no issues bringing your pet to Costa Rica as long as you have that paperwork. Okay, the next topic I want to talk about is buying a house or property here. That's just crazy. It literally, it's crazy. But besides the fact that 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get ripped off. You're gonna get overcharged, and to be honest, you have to be here and go through a whole lawyer process when you buy anything in this country. So doing it from another country to begin with, that just doesn't make sense. And like I said, you know, it's very likely you're gonna get ripped off, whether it's you get screwed out of the process or they just overcharge you. These are just things that can happen when buying a property or a house when you're not in the country. Plus, to be honest, you really want to go and look where this house is. You have no clue, you know, what condition the house really is in. You don't know where it's located in conjunction to where you want to live. You know, people can tell you it's about this far, but the reality of where it is and the access to it, how easy it is to get to it, all those things can be not so clear when communicating over the internet or phone or webcam. On the same topic basically of like a residency, like a house, and then if you're not gonna buy, if you're thinking about renting, you really shouldn't rent when you're not in the country. Again, if you're not in the country, trying to rent a property has some of the same issues as trying to buy it when you're not in the country. You know, you're not going to get the best price when it comes to renting. You have no clue how far it really is from the town you're trying to move to. You really don't know what it's going to be like to get there and back. What are the roads really like? Are they dirt roads? Are they paved roads? What kind of vehicle are you going to need to get in and out of your property, whether even if you're renting? While it may seem really stressful to come to another country without having like a house or a place to stay, that's where Airbnb really comes into play, and that's kind of what we did. We secured an Airbnb for 2 weeks when we moved here, with the understanding that we would have the opportunity to really get the chance to really look and see what the different rental properties that are available. And to be honest, the pricing is all over the place. In the same town, you can see the same level of house, and one person is charging you $200 or $300 for the month, and another person is charging you $600 to $1,000 a month. I mean, just an example, we live in our house. It's a 2-bedroom house. Everything is included. We have really good internet. And, we're paying around $500 a month. We have friends, they pay $300 or $350 a month. We have another friend that pays $1,000 a month. And these are all rental prices, and it can really go in a lot of different directions. And what you're looking for and what you get for your dollar, it really depends on who's renting it to you. Because like I said, the prices are all over the place, and it really doesn't equal what you're getting. It really makes sense to come here and check it out. Okay. I see a lot of people asking about shipping their cars to Costa Rica. I'm gonna bring my car, I wanna bring my car, I need to ship my car. That's the worst idea you could ever have. It's gonna end up costing you way more than you could ever anticipate. From the actual charges of shipping the vehicle here, which in your mind may or may not be that high, the real cost that gets you, that you have no idea what that will be, is the import tax. The import tax in this country is around 50%, especially on vehicles. And it's not 50% of blue book value in the United States, it's 50% of what that immigration officer, that customs officer that's checking in your car, at the pier, that's what the tax is going to be. Whatever that guy thinks your car is worth, that's what the tax is going to be. There's no set tax for any specific vehicle. It's really, what that customs agent decides it's going to be worth that day. You could go to 10 different custom agents and get 10 different tax prices. So it really doesn't make sense. Honestly, just sell your vehicle, save that money, come here and buy another vehicle. I mean, honestly, that's why we ended up starting with a motorcycle. It was considerably less expensive here in Costa Rica. Gas is very expensive, and riding a motorcycle with gasoline is very inexpensive. So these were the reasons why we went motorcycle instead of a car. But if you do want to bring a car, I would highly recommend against it. Sell your car, and if you love it, find the same car here and buy it. You can buy new cars here, but you can also buy used cars. And if you really are concerned about buying a used car here, we know some really good used car salesmen or companies to buy them from that are reputable, and you can rely on the vehicle that you get from them. On the same subject of shipping, you don't need to ship your personal items either. To be honest, what we found, the cheapest way to do it is to put it underneath the plane. And if you're trying to bring your couches, I guess if you feel like you really want to spend all that extra money to ship it here, but like I said before, you're going to get really crushed on the import taxes. So the final topic I'm going to talk about that you should not do before moving to Costa Rica is banking. I collect Social Security disability. It comes into my US bank account that I have in the United States. Luckily, I had a PayPal account before moving here, but my main suggestion to anybody is get a PayPal account. They have a debit credit card that you can connect to that account. The charges when you take out money here or when you use the card as a credit card are far less than any of your banking cards that you have, like Chase, Citi, Bank of America, whatever it is, Wells Fargo, whatever it is you use in the United States, it is going to be cheaper to use your PayPal card. Whether you're using the credit card in the store or you're taking cash out of a cash machine, I find the best option is the PayPal card. I can still take money out of my banking card. I have Chase, so I'm able to take out money from my Chase card anytime I want. My fiance, she uses Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Chase, and she also does not have any issues accessing her money or using her debit credit card here in this country. But like I said, she has her own PayPal account like I do, and we find that the charges are considerably less when using PayPal, so we tend to transfer our money from our accounts to PayPal. I mean, obviously I don't leave it at zero in my account, but I transfer a lot of my money to PayPal, and I find it a lot easier to use down here in Costa Rica, and I don't need to have a bank account here. It's really not necessary. You don't need to. Even if you're a resident, you don't need to. You don't have to. But certainly, move down here. I said this earlier and I'm gonna say it again. 90% of people who move here and become expats in this country, they end up leaving within 1 to 3 years because most people are trying to replicate their lifestyle and life that they led in the United States or whatever country they're coming from, and you end up failing because the import tax on all those items you're trying to get that you normally get in your other country, they're ridiculously expensive now in this country. I don't buy cereal from the United States. I drink almond milk, but I'm buying a Costa Rica brand almond milk. Well, I hope you really enjoyed and were educated by the information I shared with you today. If you feel like I missed a topic or there was something you had a question about, please leave your suggestions or your questions in the comments and I'll answer them as best as I can. Check out one of these videos coming up on the screen right here, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the videos, and I'll catch you guys all next time.